Pisces. I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your mid-June through mid-July career tarot reading for 2025. This is where we're going to look at your finances, your job. Where is it that you can use the astrological energies to your advantage? Now, I've been telling all of these signs, Pisces, that this is a big time as we have Uranus that is in Taurus moving into the sign of Gemini in July. Now, this is, big movement for our finances, our career, but also on the world stage of the economy. And I will tell you that by the time we are at that point of that 29th degree, you're going to want to make sure you know what's going on in your personal finances as well as on the world stage. So pay attention to that. We also are entering into retrograde season. July brings us Saturn, Mercury, and Neptune all retrograding at separate times. So this is a big time to be able to pay attention to how to get as much done in June, whether it is purchasing big ticket items, applying for jobs, possibly hiring people. June is going to be a really good month for that as we still have all the energy moving forward, except for Pluto, but all the personal planets are direct here in June. So let's get right into it, Pisces. If you haven't subscribed, I would love if you would. You start off with the star card, Aquarius energy there in reverse, as well as the Five of Cups. By the time we are moving into I just literally thought about this Tower card when I saw that Five of Cups. So Tower card, by the time we are rounding out June, Major Arcana, as well as the Five of Swords. By the time we move into July, Page of Wands in reverse, as well as the Five of Pentacles. So you have quite a few fives. You see that? Five of Cups, Swords, and Pentacles, Pisces. So watch your mindset and watch your energy at this time because you are definitely having conflict in these cards. By the time you are rounding out July, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Strength card as well in the reverse. So, that's a lot going on, Pisces. I do think that before I pull any other cards, I will tell you that if you are having any kind of strife with coworkers, clients, or just needing someone or somehow to get away from the workspace, if you can, take a vacation. You just look like you might need to regroup here because I do feel like there's some energy of strife going on. So let's go ahead and continue pulling your cards. Just wanted to say that while Spirit was sending that to me. Spirit, can you please send my Pisces a card representing the energy they bring into mid-June? And you have the King of Wands. So this is some positive light here. So the King of Wands is that card of entrepreneurialism, wanting to take your passions into a better direction, meaning like you might want to start your own business, or you may want to not just focus on your 9-to-5 career, but also focus on your passions. And this was something you were doing possibly back in May time. And Spirit is saying, don't lose this spirit. Do not just because maybe it failed or it didn't move as quickly as you would like to, please keep doing it, okay? Make sure you are doing something that fuels your passions, Pisces. All right, so let's pull one last card. Spirit, if you can send my Pisceans an oracle message for their career. And that card fell out, and it is, look at that, the Ace of Wheels. So this is the most positive card you can get in the deck in terms of a career reading. The Ace of Wheels is showing you that there is some opportunity here coming for you, Pisces, but you're going to have to really find out what it is that is no longer serving you, and the people that are around you are just toxic. I will tell you that from looking at your cards. This Ace of Wheels is saying you have a huge opportunity to step into a new job, a new career, possibly move out of a current situation and into a better one. So I do think that is the most positive thing I have seen so far in your reading. So that's nice to see. So let's go ahead and go week by week. Star card, Five of Cups. This is very much you feeling not seen, you feeling like your emotional well-being is not being respected. And I do feel like if you are in a group setting, remember Aquarius is the card of, or the sign of, the group, the community, but also how you feel in that community. And I do feel like on the 15th, when Mars in Leo squares Uranus in Taurus, and Jupiter in Cancer squares Saturn in Aries, there's some type of big shift here between how you are feeling about your family, your work-life balance. Mars entering Virgo on the 17th could help steer you into a more organized, down-to-earth reality. But I do think that the Sun entering Cancer on the 20th could shift your mentality into where is it that maybe you're having too much emotional connection. Remember, Jupiter is now in Cancer, so it's big emotions, feeling sorry for yourself, really like not connecting well. And so I do think that this is going to be a time that you're going to need to reach back into what you had back here in earlier April and May, because I do think that there's some big thing happening here. This is either layoffs occurring, an announcement comes down the pipeline. I do think that the Sun in Cancer squaring Saturn in Aries, Sun in Cancer squaring Neptune in Aries on the 23rd and 22nd could bring some huge movement for you. This also could be your partner or someone in your immediate group could hear some harsh words, not getting along with colleagues. I do think by the time you get to that Cancer new moon on the 25th and Mercury enters Leo on the 26th, please pay attention to whatever this news is. Remember, we also have Uranus coming into that 29th degree of Taurus by the time we get to the 4th of July. So this is going to be this lead up to the holiday. This could be news out in the collective. This could be the economy. This could be stocks. This could be your company announces they're having a merger or they're filing for bankruptcy. I don't want to sound all doom and gloom, but this definitely is around that time of the end of July leading up into July 4th. I will say pay attention to the people you're around and make sure they're for your highest good. Make sure you're not surrounding yourself with people who are all doom and gloom. Okay, so that's going to be a big time, I will tell you, that ending weeks leading up into July. Now, by the time we enter into July, we now are in Mercury retrograde shadow in Leo. That started on the 30th. July 4th, we have Neptune turning retrograde in Aries. Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus at that 29th degree. Like I said, Venus enters Gemini and Neptune retrograde in Aries. So that's a lot. And for those of you who are U.S. citizens who, 4th of July is a major holiday here in the U.S. And I do think for many people, it's going to be, you might not hear the news right before the holiday. It may come after July 4th, but I will tell you that there's somewhere here that you're just feeling down about your finances, about debt, where you're at possibly in your career. And I do think that there's someone trying to bring you some happier news or someone trying to bring you an opportunity, but I'm not quite sure that you see it because that Page of Wands is in reverse, and it's almost like I'm too focused on my debt and my kind of black cloud around me, and Spirit is telling you you're going to have to lift up your head. You have to go inside the church, see that there's an available food shelter for you, and I do think that that is going to be major for you as you come into July. Now, let's not forget that you got this Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Wheels. So I do think that that Pentacle, along with this Page of Pentacles and Strength card, even though these are not in the upright, this is movement. This is you feeling better than what you felt back here in June. And I do think that by the time we get to Uranus finally entering Gemini on July 7th, this is when a mental shift occurs. And I do think that whatever the fallout is from that 29th degree of Uranus and Taurus, I do think by the time we get to the Capricorn full moon on the 10th, this is big conversations around the economy, your money. And I do think that that opportunity that I told you could have been coming, I do think that you could start applying for jobs or start hearing about an opportunity to leave your current situation, but you're just going to have to gather up the strength in order to see it, in order to venture out in terms of networking, get out there and talk to people. July 13th, Saturn retrograde in Aries, Mercury finally retrogrades in Leo July 18th. So we're ending this reading mid to later part of July, that 18th, with Mercury retrograde. So whatever this is going on, know that it will probably repeat or come back again once Mercury moves forward. And so I will tell you, Pisces, you will have probably one of the most, I would say, kind of like emotionally charged readings for these career readings. And I do think that for many of you all, it's going to be this tug of war with yourself to get out of your own way, to be able to get away from people who aren't serving you, and understand that this Ace of Wheels is here. There is a opportunity getting ready to fall in your lap, but you're going to have to remove these negative thoughts in order to come to them. And I will tell you, 3 5s all in a row here is like a lot of like strife or people not for your highest good. So really pay attention to that, Pisces. I hope this was helpful for you. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series, and I'll talk to you later.